Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And man, we got a show here for you guys here today that you definitely want to stick around for. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get into it. What are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about probably the most anticipated semi-conference matchup in the playoffs, which is between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. Now, funny enough, I didn't have a prediction for this series because maybe I did. I don't remember my prediction, but I think I said that I had the Warriors winning. I'd have to go back and check. But I also remember saying maybe a week or so ago that I just had this feeling that the Lakers were going to end up winning it all this year. It's just a feeling. I don't have any real evidence to support this. Just a notion that I have. If you look at the landscape of the playoffs right now with so many good players going out, the latest one now is Chris Paul for the Phoenix Suns. I just think that the Lakers most likely will end up probably being the healthiest team, and I just have a feeling they'll win it all. That's just the feeling I have. I don't know yet. I know it's only one game so far in this series, but it's a feeling I have, right? Especially with guys dropping like flies. Also in the Eastern Conference, that's the feeling I have. Now, going into last night's game, I didn't really have any expectations to be totally honest with you. I think I made a prediction. I don't remember it, but I didn't have any expectations going into last night. I just wanted to see how these two teams would perform, right? I wanted to see how they would perform in that first game. And as I was watching the game, man, I was very, very surprised at how well the Lakers were playing on the road, and also considering the fact that they were doing this against a team that has a very good home record. At least they had a very good home record this season, right? They weren't very good on the road, but they were doing this against the defending champ. So I was watching the game, man. And the thing that really stood out to me all game long, especially in the first half, was Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, man, was definitely the number one reason I think the Lakers were even in that game to begin with. They were getting him, in credit to a lot of the Laker players, they were getting him a lot of easy shots to the basket, close shots around the rim, and he was converting. He was also a deterrent on defense, and he was playing some hellacious defense. I think yesterday it's been quite difficult to find the box score because something is wrong with the NBA.com's website for whatever reason. It's not loading. But I think Anthony Davis finished that game yesterday with, again, 4 blocks, which means that I think now in the playoffs, and I think Anthony Davis has 30 blocks. If you look at AD's numbers, this playoffs in 7 games, he's shooting 50% from the field. He's scoring 22 points per game. He's only getting you 2 turnovers, but get this. He's averaging 4.3 blocks a game. 4.3 blocks per game to go with 1.1 steals, 2 assists, 15 rebounds a game. And I think he's shooting, 86% from the free throw line. And the three-point line, he's shooting 27%. But that's not really his area of expertise because he's only attempting 1.6 shots per game. Anthony Davis has been the Lakers' best player all series, all playoffs long, if we're being honest. He's been their most consistent player. And I think that it's time that I give Anthony Davis props because as someone that has been very, very critical of AD in the past, I think it's time I start giving him his props. But before we get into his props, this video is brought to you by sponsor Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's a sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Now, as you know, I've been very, very critical of Anthony Davis in the past, but I think a lot of it was justified. I don't think that, I said in the past that I didn't view him as the guy that was going to take this Lakers organization to the next level. And up until now, he hasn't done that, right? The questions around AD has always been, at least with his tenure with the Lakers over the last 2 seasons, has been his health, but also his consistency. This is something that's discussed ad nauseum on television every single day. What Anthony Davis are we going to get today? What Anthony Davis are we going to get? And what's so frustrating is because AD can go out there and put up these gaudy numbers, and in the very next game, put up a subpar performance, which has a lot of people scratching their heads like, so what's the issue with AD? But thus far, these playoffs, I think he's been the Lakers' best player by far. If you watched that game yesterday, LeBron was a bit tentative because he was missing a lot of his shots, especially his 3-point shots. So you saw he was kind of drifting away from the 3-point line. And I thought that was good because if you're not making threes, there's no good reason to be attempting all those damn threes because you're going to hurt your team. Now, I think he made a 3 at the end of the first half. Now, funny enough, as the game was being played, it was very, very late where I was, so I didn't see the fourth quarter. But I did post on the channel on the community section right before I went to bed. I said the Lakers, first of all, this is a very, very impressive game. I said AD is carrying the Lakers right now, which he did all night long. I think he finished that game with 30 points. Let me see if I can get the stats. He finished that game with playing 44 minutes, by the way, with 30 points, 5 assists, and 23 rebounds. 23 rebounds. Now, I noticed some people on the channel complaining, but Anthony Davis was the best player. Why are they ESPN only posting LeBron, and why are they not posting Anthony Davis? This is what happens when you play with LeBron. But also, this is what happens when you've never won a finals MVP. When you've never led a team. I had a person come on the channel today talking about, oh, you've been hating on the AD. I'm not hating on nothing. I'm telling you like it is. Anthony Davis is a hell of a player, but he has never done something that Giannis Antetokounmpo has done. He's never led a team the way Kawhi did with the Raptors. He's never done that before. So he's never done it. Let him win a finals MVP, and then you'll see a lot of people were putting respect on his name. Thus far, he is the Lakers' best player. He's the Lakers' best player, and I think he needs to be the best player for this team in order for them to remain competitive. Because clearly, he is the difference maker on offense and defense. If Anthony Davis is not doing what he's doing on the defensive side of the floor with his rebounding, with his shot blocking, with his presence around the basket, the way he's protecting the basket, the Lakers are a totally different team. Totally different team. And basically, what the Lakers are forcing you to do is be a jump shooting team because they're deterring you from attacking the basket because of the shot blocking threat that Anthony Davis presents. Now you got to hand it to the other Lakers because they're making shots. They got a lot of guys on that team that are making shots that are very skilled. Jared Vanderbilt did a pretty good job on Stephen Curry. I wouldn't expect that to happen all series long because Stephen Curry is still Stephen Curry. He's not Stephen Curry for no reason. He's not Stephen Curry for no damn reason. I expect him to play very well as this series continues on. But for now, I think AD has been the best player for the Lakers, and I don't think anybody that was watching that game with an objective eye would say otherwise. To me, I think AD gives his team their best shot to win it all, and I think that if AD wants to be put in that next echelon, because you notice we're talking about guys like Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, all of these guys. Yeah, AD has the talent to be up there with those guys, but he doesn't have the accolades in terms of finals MVPs. If he gets a finals MVP under his belt, you're going to be forced to give this guy his credit. In the case of AD, when you're playing with LeBron, you can't expect the credit to come to you. You got to go snatch it. You got to just snatch it. And that's what Anthony Davis has to do. And in my opinion, that means that he has to remain aggressive. Very, very aggressive. But the Lakers have turned this thing into a series. They have done that. That was a very, very impressive win to go into Golden State and win that game. We can talk about Jordan Poole's shot at the end of the game and all of those things, but the Lakers won that game. Very good win. Now let's move on to game 2, but I'm very, very impressed. So these are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.